July 26th marks International Day for the Conservation of the Mangrove Ecosystem. The Institute of Marine Affairs is commemorating this day through community outreach projects to create awareness on the protection and preservation of mangrove areas.
We're a small island state, developing state. Much of our coastline used to at one point be covered with mangrove, at least the Gulf of Paria. At least 50% of it we have removed, and the rest that is there is degraded, and we need to focus on rehabilitating these ecosystems and putting proper management into them.
Mangroves stabilize shorelines, reduce the impact of storm surges, and serves as a nursery habitat for commercially important fish and crustaceans. Dr. Juman says finding ways to monetize the activities around the area would be beneficial to locals.
So now we're looking at quantifying how much carbon is actually stored within our mangrove forests. And we can then, once we have the richer scientific data, we can look at going into like carbon credit schemes where people pay us for our carbon and we maintain that carbon stock, and that fund, so we're looking at what we call a high quality carbon credit scheme, so that funds could go back into the people that utilize the resource, to help the people that utilize the resource.
IMA is collaborating with the National Gas Company on July 30th to educate the residents of Carli Bay on methods of mitigation, protection and rehabilitation.
We need to have that public-private partnership, because the truth and reality is we will probably never have enough funding to do it on our own. So we need private sector engagement and interest. But again, it has to be at the community, it has to reach the people in the community who live in the area, who work in the area. They're the ones that harvest the oysters and the crabs and so forth. And they have to be aware of their behavior as well and how they negatively impact on the mangrove.
Mangroves play a major role in climate mitigation. As effective carbon sinks such as plants and soil function, the destruction and degradation of this ecosystem turns them into sources of carbon dioxide. International Day for the Conservation of the Mangrove Ecosystem highlights the productive and valuable coastal habitats of mangrove. Faith Chariot, TTT News.